What's up, everybody? Welcome to this tutorial where I will be showing you how to create the ultimate actor website. So this is what we're going to be creating. This is the actor website. You have your section for your reel and headshots, photos. I'm going to go through the steps with you and we're going to create an amazing actor website together. So let's get started. So the first thing we need is a domain name. That's what you type in when you go to a website, something like tomcruise.com. And for most of you, this is just going to be your name. It should be your name because it'd be weird if you told somebody to visit your actor website and you said something like, type in redyelloworange.com. That'd be really confusing. So if your name is Tom Cruise, ideally your domain name would be tomcruise.com. If you have a really common name, so maybe the domain name is taken, so you might have to add like a middle initial or play around with it. You can always add other words to it, like tomcruiseofficial.com. We're not going to buy the domain name right now because that's going to come along with the hosting. But a cool place to check if it's available, you don't have to do this, but if you go to instantdomainsearch.com, you can type in anything you want and it will tell you if it's taken. Who would have thought tomcruise.com is taken? Tom Cruise Official 123 is available. So choosing your domain name is the first step. Once you have an idea of what it's going to be, we are going to proceed with getting web hosting. A website consists of two parts, the domain name and the web hosting. The domain name is what you type into the address bar, but all it does in the end, it points to the web hosting where all your website files sit. So we have to get web hosting. There are a lot of options for web hosting. Many of them are pretty affordable. I recommend going with HostGator. There's links in the article and also in the description of this video. HostGator is a solid option for starting out. It's only a few bucks a month, between $5 and $8 a month. And the good thing when you sign up for the first year, you get a free domain name. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Because we are starting to build a website. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to the HostGator sign up page. In the article, you just click here to go to HostGator. I already have it open. And we are going with the WordPress hosting. WordPress in Nerd Talk is a content management system, whatever that means. Basically, it's just an easy way to build the website and also maintain it later. It's really easy to add news posts and stuff like that about you, which is really important to keep your website always fresh with new content. So WordPress makes it super easy. We have a few different plans. We just need the starter plan. So it's $5.95 a month. That's when you buy it for like 3 years at a time. If you have commitment issues like I do, JK, you can buy it for like a year and then the price would be like $7.95, I think, which is still super cheap for a website. So that comes with one site. That's all we need. Free domain. Heck yeah. Free SSL certificate. Nerd stuff. But when you go to websites and they have this thing here, it means it's secure. It shows people that they can trust your website. It's not like we're going to be really using it that much, but if you don't have it, then when you go to a website and it doesn't have it, it like warns you this website isn't secure. Doesn't look good. You want to have it and it's included for free. So we are going to do buy now. Okay. So first thing you want to do is enter the domain you want to register. Once you have your domain, we're going to scroll down. It's asking if you want to add domain privacy protection. So basically when you have a website, people can see who it's registered to. This is information you provide. So we have to provide like a name, address, and email. And with domain privacy, this will hide it. So if somebody checks, they won't be able to see this information. I do recommend having something like this. If you don't want to pay the $15, there's kind of a way to get around it where you can just put a fake address and a fake name. That's up to you. I'm going to deselect it. Down here, we're going to choose starter, one site. That's all we need. And here is the billing. So you can do 1 month, but when you buy it for a year or more, that's when the discount starts to apply. So if you bought it for 3 years, only $5.95 a month. Even if you bought it for a year, it's only less than $8 a month. So we're going to scroll down here and enter our email address, create a password, a security PIN. That's just something you need to make up for when you want to contact support. And your billing info. Once you're done filling out your billing info, scroll down. Additional services. We don't need any of this. These are included. And let's see what we got. You got to agree to the terms and check out now. And after hitting checkout now, you should see this screen telling you that it's setting up your account. All right, so once the payment is processed, it takes you to this page. If by accident you close out or something, it's very easy to get here. You just go to portal.hostgator.com. You can also get here by clicking here in the article. Log into your HostGator account. That will take you to the login page. Once you're in, this is the dashboard. Okay, once we click on dashboard, we're going to go over here to hosting packages, and where it says WordPress, we're going to click on manage package. All right, so once we're over here, we're going to click on WordPress admin. That's going to take us to the, you guessed it, admin backend, where we can start getting this site on its feet. So after clicking WordPress admin, we get to this page. This is where you log in to the WordPress backend. You should have gotten by now an email from HostGator with the logins. If for some reason you didn't get it, you can always do lost your password, but you should have received it. So just go ahead and type in your email and password. Once you're logged into WordPress, this is what it looks like. This is where we're going to create everything. If you're intimidated, don't be. It's super user friendly. So we're going to jump in right to it. There are a few steps we got to take before we start. First thing is WordPress comes with all kinds of plugins that we don't actually need. So we're going to scroll over here to plugins, installed plugins, and we're going to select everything. And we are going to do deactivate. And now that they're deactivated, we're going to select all of them and we're going to delete them. That's going to keep everything clean. So the first thing we're going to do is install a theme. A theme is basically the layout of the site. So it's super important. And to do that, we just go over to Appearance, Themes, Add New. So some themes are free, some themes that are more premium cost money. We're going to go with a free version. It's called Astra, but it may not show up like this for you. So you can always just search here, Astra. The reason I like this is because it's very lightweight. It's very easy to customize, and we can pretty much build any kind of website with it. So to install it, we just hover over, click install, and we let it do its thing and activate. So we activated the theme. We still have a little bit of work ahead of us. The easiest way to get started is to use one of its pre-built templates and to customize it. So in the menu, we're going to go to Astra, and over here, we're going to go to Starter Templates, install and activate. All right, build your website now. This is where the fun part starts. Now, it gives you a few options of page builders. These help you to build the site in a drag and drop way where you can, drag images. You can use a built-in WordPress block editor. That's fine. I'm going to go with Elementor just because it's really easy to use once you get the hang of it. So we're going to click on that. And now there are a bunch of different templates. Again, the ones that say premium, you have to pay for them. So we are going to avoid that. And we're going to look for a free one. They do have a bunch of custom ones. They don't really have one for like actors, but it doesn't really matter. We just need kind of a generic one, and we are going to do with it whatever we want. So you can scroll through and check out the different ones. I'm looking for just like a super clean and simple one. This one caught my eye. It's called Outdoor Adventure. If you don't see it here, you can go to blog and scroll to the bottom. I think this is going to be a good one. Let's take a look. If you click on it, you can preview it. So this we can switch out to a headshot photo, put your name here. We have a nice menu, your name over here. And then over here, we might add your real headshots. This is looking pretty good, my friends. So let's go with this. We can skip this for now. We'll just do skip and continue. Default colors. So there's a few different color schemes you can choose from. This is really up to you. It mostly affects like the buttons and the line over here, something like this. You have the option to change and play around with the fonts. You can always change all of these later, but let's just take a look. I don't know, that might be too official. Yeah, Poppins, I like that one. Nice and clean. Continue. We can just pretty much leave everything as it is. Submit. Okay, so it's building the website. Yay! So first thing we can do is click view your website. Obviously, it's not ready yet, but this is our starting point. So let's get started. Whenever we're logged in, we have this toolbar here. Visitors to your site won't see it. It's just, this is like a WordPress toolbar. So we have a few options. We can edit this page with Elementor. You can customize. Customize is for the whole blog. So let's jump right in and start editing this. So we're going to click edit with Elementor. That's going to take us to the page builder. We can X out of this. And this is it right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's super easy to edit here. You have your navigator on your right here. These are the different sections for the website. We don't need it for now. We can X out. If we need it again, we click down here, navigator. Adding stuff is as easy as dragging and dropping. I can add a heading over here, but I don't want to do that right now. I don't think we need this button. We might want to add it in the future. I'm going to delete it. I don't need this. I don't need this line. You can also just click and hit delete. Let's put our name here. And let's change this background. To add an image, you can drag an image, but this is a background for the section. So to change that, you see how when I hover over, these are the different sections of the website. If I click these dots, I go to edit section, and we have some stuff here about the layout. We don't need to worry about that. If I go to style, we can see that this is the background image. I can delete it. And now there's no image. So I'll hit the plus sign, upload, select files. Let's find my background for the main page. For this, you can use a headshot or maybe some kind of like behind the scenes footage if you have from being on set, or even you can take like a screen grab from something you were in. So I'll do select files. Okay, and once we uploaded that, we're going to do select. So now we have our background image. That's looking pretty good. And we can always hit update to save our work. If we want to test and see what it looks like so far, we just open another tab and we enter our domain. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We might want to extend this section. If we go over here and then click on advanced, we can add padding to the bottom, and that's going to bring that out. Let's save. We can always go here and refresh just to look at what we're doing. Looking good. Let's create the other sections. We don't really need this quote section. I'm just going to delete it. Now, upcoming events. Let's make this the reel. And we're going to put your clips here. So right now, these are just images. We don't really need these. We're gonna X out. We need to add some kind of video. Okay, so the easiest way to add a demo reel section is to do this. So we have our heading here for the section. It's called reel. And what we're gonna do is add an intersection. And when you drag stuff and you still hold it, you can see where it's gonna fall. I want it right under the line. There we go. But if I want to move it, it's also super easy. I can just drag it. So by default, it starts with 2 columns. Depending on how many videos you have, this might be good. If you have a lot, you might want to go for 3 columns. Let's do that. So to add a column, see, this is a column, this is a column. And when you hover over them, you just right click, add new column, and it automatically adds it evenly. So now what we can do, we can go back here and we want a video. So all I do, I just drag it over here, boom, and we have a video. We can use any kind of video from YouTube, Vimeo. If you do share, and just copy the URL for your clips, we're gonna add it to here. If you click on something else, you just can click on the pencil here and it takes you back, and put my link, and boom, you got your clips. There are some cool options you can do here. If for some reason you need it to start at a different time, you can put it here. Autoplay, it's not really recommended. People can just press play. Mute, now wanted to hear your beautiful voice. Loop, we don't want them to be sick of you, right? So we'll leave that off. Player controls, that's good, so they can press play and pause. Modest branding, I usually turn on. That limits some of the YouTube stuff that's on the video. Okay, I think that's good. So we can go ahead and update and save. Now let's see what we got. We're gonna refresh. Ooh, we got ourselves a reel section. And when we press play, beautiful. I'm just gonna duplicate this. You can do it too, duplicate. And then we just drag it over here, duplicate. And now you have 3 clips. And obviously for your various clips, you just click the pencil and change it. If you want to do another row, all we have to do is right click on the dots, duplicate, boom, there you go. All right, moving along. Okay, so we need a headshot section. We don't really need this. I'm just gonna X out. Looks kind of cool. I'm just gonna clean everything up. An easy way to create a section is just to hit the plus, add new section. I don't want it to be divided in any way. I want it to be like the ones before it. So I'm just gonna click the first option, and you can see it created a column. Okay, so we need a title here. We could just duplicate this so it's the same, or we can drag a heading over here, and we're gonna call this headshots, photos, whatever you want. Alignment, we want to be in the center. I think this should be H2, that's the size. In a website, there should only be one H1. That's like the main title. So if you did keep this, this should be H1, everything else H2, H3. Photos. Now this line, I'm not gonna try and create it because we already have it. So I'm just gonna duplicate. I'm gonna take it down here. And now we gotta put some photos up. So the easiest way to do this is with an image carousel or image gallery. So we can just type in image. Let's go with image carousel. I accidentally put it above the line. So I can just try and drag this one. Okay, so first thing we wanna do is add the photos. We click the plus sign here. We go to upload files, select files. We can choose all of them by holding Control or Command on the Mac, or I can just select all of them. We're going to open them up. One thing you want to do is make sure your photos aren't too big in size. If they're headshot photos, a lot of the time they're pretty big because you want them to be of good quality. For a website, you don't want your website to be too heavy and take too long to load. You need to compress them. If you go to Google and do bulk resize image, bulk image resizer, there's a bunch of free options. I usually go with this one, bulk resize photos. You just drag images into here, or you can do choose image. Reducing the quality to 80 or 85% is fine. Depending on the size of the photo, you can change the dimensions. You want the width to be around 1,000, 1,200. Headshots are like 3,000, 4,000, so you can reduce that here and just do start. I already did that with these, so these are good to go. I'm going to do create a new gallery. You can change the order. I'm just going to do insert gallery, and we got our basic gallery. Now it's showing all three of them. What I want to do, I want it to show one by one. So to do this, we got to change the slides to show. So I only want to see one. Also, this is a little small. Let's see what large looks like. That's pretty nice. It's looking good. Obviously, the photos are different sizes. If you want, you can make them the same size, and then they'll all be the same size. It's all looking good. And just like that, you have a headshot section. And now we get to the bottom of the page. We obviously need to change this information. So now that we have the bulk of our site, let's change some of the stuff we need to change. Don't forget to click update. And we can refresh here and check out what we got. So we're pretty much there. We're getting there. We need to make some changes. Let's customize this. If you right click and do open link in a new tab, it will open it over here. And these are the customization options. So there's a few things we need to do. The menu, we're going to take care of that very soon. We don't really need this button. So to edit that, you can either click the pencil or go to header builder. That's pretty much everything. This is the header. So all I have to do is X out of that. That's going to delete it. The menu we're going to correct very soon. You can go to site title and logo. First thing we're going to remove outdoor adventures. Okay, so now that we got rid of the button, everything here is looking pretty good besides the menu that we're going to update very soon. If we go to site title and logo, make sure your site title is your name, and tagline, that could be empty for now. You can always add the official website of actor Tom Cruise. That also works. Publish, that's more for Google. So your site comes up with the right name. If we go back, now let's take care of the footer. If we hover over something here, we can edit it. So this looks pretty good. It generates the current year for you so that it's always updated. Copyright Tom Cruise. If you don't want it to say Tom Cruise, you can always just delete the site title. Let's say copyright. This we gotta change. Obviously, you don't want to have your address on here, as well as phone number. That's not a good idea. Email, you can leave. That's a good way to be contacted. But we do want to turn that into a link. So if we go over here and we select this and do link, it's going to create a link for us that's clickable and people can email you, and that's going to take care of, some people have like a contact section or a contact form, but this is good enough. If you do want to do a contact form, it is pretty easy, but we're going to stay with that. So the only thing we need to fix now is the menu. So let's publish this and let's go back. To change the menu, we got to go back to the main dashboard, the main WordPress dashboard. So we're going to click our site title over here. To update the menu, appearance, menus. First thing we want to do, home is always good. We want to remove. Home is going to take us to the top. So the sections we need to add to the menu are the reel, photos. That's pretty much it. I didn't refresh, so it still has the old stuff here. So how do we do that? That's the last thing we got to do. So to do that, let's go back to our menu. The way we built the site, it's like a one page. So these aren't separate pages. So we can't link to a page. We're going to do custom links. Over here, you're going to put your domain name. So https tomcruise.com. And the first thing we need is a link to the reel. So we're going to do that thing. What is that called? What is that called? I don't know. Whatever that is. And reel. That's telling it to go to the main page, but then go to the reel section, which I have to name it that. The link text, that's what it's going to say in the menu is reel. Add to menu. You can just copy that. We're going to do a new one. And now this is going to be called photos. So we have these two items. We're not ready yet because we got to do one more thing, but we can go ahead and save it. We're going to go back to Elementor. If you close that, you can always just go to your website. If you're logged in, you'll have the option to do edit with Elementor. If for some reason you logged out, the easiest way to get to your WordPress dashboard, you put your domain name and then /WP admin. Because we're logged in, it takes us straight to the dashboard. I want to find the title of each section. Start with the reel. We're going to go to advanced. Before in the menu, we did this symbol. What is it called? Tell me in the comments. Nobody really knows what it's called. Tic-tac-toe. I don't know. And then since in the menu we put reel, we're going to do that here. Same thing for photos. Advanced. CSS ID. Photos. Now that I think of it, we don't put this. It's without the tic-tac-toe. We just put the name. All right, delete that. Yeah, just like that. Update. Now, the menu should take us to the different sections. So let's obviously make sure we refresh. So first of all, the menu updated. We got our home, reel, photos. Let's see if it works. Boom. And photos. So one more thing we need to do, we got to go to pages, all pages. And the template comes with all these extra pages that we don't need. So we're going to select all of them and move them to the trash. And more things we can do. We can change the site icon. If we go to appearance, customize, site identity, select site icon. Then if we go into Google and search for icons, we can go to a site like this, flat icon, and find something we like, download it, and select it. Now we just hit publish. And if we go to our site and refresh, we have our brand new icon. This step is optional, but if you wanted to add like a news section to your site, you would go to all pages. And we're going to add a new page. You can X out of that. Give it a title like news and publish. Now we got to go into the settings and we're going to go to reading. And where it says post page, we're going to choose that page we just created, which is called news. And now we're going to go to appearance menu. We're going to select that page and add to menu, save menu. Now if we refresh, we have a link to that news page, but we got to add some posts. So that's like a sample post that comes with a template. So if we go to posts, all posts, first of all, we can delete that because we don't need it. And we're going to do add new. And we'll give it a title and hit publish. Now we can go and edit it with Elementor where we can add more text. So I'm going to type in like a news update here. You can add images if you want, but I'm just going to leave it like this for now. Publish. And now when we go to the news, we have our brand new news update pages. So there you have it. Very easy way to create an actor website. It looks good. It looks professional. You have your nice image as an introduction, the various sections, the reel, the photos, and of course, the good thing about using WordPress and this theme is that it's responsive, meaning everything resizes for different devices. So, some people look at it at a computer, some people on their phones. So if I was to, kind of make this narrow like a phone, this is what it would look like. And even this you can customize if you want, but everything still looks great. There you have it. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to send me the websites you created so I can take a look. Cheers.